The Wheel of Time Season 3 delivered a memorable adaptation of Perrin's story in The Shadow Rising, but sadly left out 4 key players that could have made it even more compelling. Similar to what happened in the 4th book of Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time book series, Perrin Ibarra spent Season 3 at home at the Two Rivers, where he had to contend with both the Trollocs and the White Cloaks. True to the source material in multiple respects, Perrin's arc culminated in the character uniting the people of the Two Rivers for the epic Battle of Emond's Field in The Wheel of Time Season 3, Episode 7. Likewise, Season 3's Two Rivers plotline also drew heavily from the supporting cast that Perrin had with him in The Shadow Rising. Fail was his love interest and ally, with Loyal, Bane, Chid, and Alana Mosvani along for the ride as well. Additionally, the show featured Dane Bornhold, Matt Cawthon's sisters, Eram, and Lord Luke Manter, albeit in a severely reduced capacity. But even with all these relevant characters, the arc was still missing a handful that helped make The Shadow Rising such an incredible read. Hopper. Perrin received assistance from Hopper in the dream world. Hopper's role in The Wheel of Time Season 3 was essentially a cameo, in that he appeared only in Egwene's storyline when she was taking a brief peek at Perrin's dreams. Despite being dead prior to the start of the Shadow Rising story, Hopper was actually vital to the book. While Egwene was learning to navigate Tel'aran'rhiod Riot in the Ale Waste, Perrin was busy having his own experience with the dream world in the Two Rivers. It's established in the books that one of the powers of the Wolf Brothers allows them to enter Tel'aran'rhiod Riot, which they call the Wolf Dream. When a wolf dies, their spirit enters the Wolf Dream. This concept laid the groundwork for Perrin to meet the deceased Hopper, who acted as a guide to him. There, they could communicate more directly. With Hopper's help, Perrin was able to develop a grasp on the inner workings of the Wolf Dream and combat the efforts of the Slayer, the evil alter ego of Lord Luke in The Wheel of Time. To my surprise, Season 3 ignored the Slayer and Wolf Dream elements of this storyline altogether, putting Perrin's reunion with Hopper off for at least another season. Verin Mathwin. Alana and Verin traveled to the Two Rivers. The Wheel of Time has seen Verin Mathwin fulfill a major role in Season 3's White Tower story arc, with her character being among those trying to root out an elusive Black Odger spy amidst the conflict between Elada and Suan. It's worth noting that her TV counterpart was actually attending to other matters at the time. Both Alana and Verin went to the Two Rivers in search of young female channelers, rather than Alana being the only Aes Sedai to make the trip. Gaul. Gaul helped Perrin defend the Two Rivers. Bane and Chid weren't the only Ale that joined Perrin in his journey to the Two Rivers in The Shadow Rising. Also on hand was Gaul, an Ale warrior who became one of Perrin's most reliable allies. He joined Perrin's entourage in The Dragon Reborn when the Wolf Brother freed him from a cage, and to fulfill his tow, contributed greatly to his efforts to defend the Two Rivers from the White Cloaks and the Trollocs. When Perrin did the same for Aviendha in Season 2, there was a sense then that the series had written Gaul out of the story. Now that Gaul has missed out on its adaptation of The Shadow Rising, that scenario is looking increasingly likely. Tam al'Thor. Rand's father was crucial to Perrin's victory over the Trollocs. Shortly after Perrin's return to the Two Rivers, it was said that both Tam and Abel helped Perrin's family get out of the TV rivers to avoid the White Cloaks. However, that only provided a temporary explanation for their absence, as neither ever returned nor took part in the Battle of Emond's Field. In many ways, this felt like a missed opportunity, especially since Tam is a blade master in the Wheel of Time books. Rand and Lan's conversation touching on Tam's background earlier in Season 3 created the impression the show would revisit his character, perhaps in scenes with Perrin, but that never came to pass. The Wheel of Time Season 3 would have been a good time for this to come up, as Tam's skills as a blade master surely would have presented themselves during the massive battle at the Two Rivers had he been there. Abel Cawthon. Matt's father was a capable ally to Perrin in the book. Abel Cawthon in The Wheel of Time Season 1. The Wheel of Time raised some huge questions about Abel's place in its future interpretation of The Shadow Rising when it revealed in the series premiere that Abel Cawthon was a cruel and abusive father. That's primarily because the Abel readers know from the books is a hero, someone who rises to the occasion and helps protect the Two Rivers from the Trollocs. Sending Abel down this path made his heroic actions later on down the line hard to imagine. Instead of trying to redeem him or have him take on a different role in the defense of the Two Rivers, the series simply sidelined him altogether. It's unclear at this point if Abel Cawthon will ever return to the Wheel of Time in any meaningful capacity.